Grace and peace to you. Friends, do you ever have weeks when nothing seems to go right? Do you have periods in life when it feels as though you're walking through treacle and all you can do is shout into the abyss, and even then that doesn't really work as you'd want it to? Each of us has our own personal journey with physical and mental health, each fluctuating as we go through life, as we travel through the good and the bad and the ugly. In our reading today, we hear of a woman who is fraught with concern for her daughter. She comes to ask Jesus for help, and Jesus initially responds with frustration and anger. But through the conversation, he changes his mind and responds to the woman. Today, we're going to put ourselves into the narrative of that Canaanite woman. And although we could spend weeks looking at the changing of the divine mind and the anger of Jesus, we'll set that aside for now. But before we come to the reading, I wanted to tell you something that has happened to me in the last week or so. I was tidying my study, which is a rare occurrence, when I tripped on a box of books. I instinctively put my foot out to try and stop the fall and ended up stepping on and crushing my ceramic communion set, the cup and plate that I celebrated my first communion with, the set that I've known since I was 8 or 9. I have lots of precious memories tied up in that set, and I felt them all as the set broke under my foot. I started to look at what I could do with these shards of something precious that was once whole and was now in pieces. And as I thought, I was reminded of the process of repairing broken pottery with gold, adding beauty to the broken and making it function once more. I could not have done anything with actual gold, but it appeared that metallic gold powder and a tube of epoxy resin offered a possible solution. We'll come back to this attempted repair later, but for now, let us hear today's reading.
The reading today is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 15, reading from verses 21 to 28. The faith of a Canaanite woman. Leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly." Jesus did not answer a word, so his disciples came to him and urged him, "Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us." He answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel." The woman came and knelt before him. "Lord, help me," she said. He replied, "It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." "Yes, it is, Lord," she said. "Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table." Then Jesus said to her, "Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted." And her daughter was healed at that moment. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Thank you, Rod. The Canaanite woman came in desperation and looked to God. Her daughter had been ill for a long time and she was shattered. I imagine both mother and daughter were in physical and emotional bits, and both were longing to be put back together. There is so very much in this short account. There's the inclusion of those outside the established Jewish faith. There's the bad temper or rudeness of Christ. And there's the changing of the divine mind. And the inclusive understanding that is a consequence of all of these actions. But today our focus is with the woman who was shattered. who can do nothing else but cry out to God and hope that she gets a response. I suppose she did have another option. She could have done nothing. Maybe she could have just given up, but she didn't. She had that small grain of something that pushed her to step up, to step out in faith and hope for something better. A few nights ago, as I sat at my kitchen table looking at broken shards of communion pottery, a tube of glue and some yellowish powder, I didn't hold out much hope that this plan to fix the set would work. However, I held out a little hope, knowing that if I did nothing, it would remain broken. So I set about the messy and sticky task. As the glue mixed and was daubed into place, as it dried and was sanded down, as the work continued, I started to see the set taking on new form. It was no longer the perfect set I held in my mind's eye. It was something altogether more lovely. It was now entwined with gold, held together by a mixture of science and love, and told a story that wasn't there before. It's been said that the cracks are where the light gets in. It could be said that the love of God is the gold strands that hold us, each one of us, together when we are shattered. It could be said that with the correct use of the knowledge and tech that's available to us, and the right care and attention, everything can be put back together into a new creation. The Canaanite woman held out hope that things could be better for her and her daughter. And with a miracle at the hands of Christ and the love shown by God, everything started to be put back together. The same is true for us. With our bodies and minds cast onto the miracles of modern medicine, we can be supported or repaired when we've been shattered in some way. And that, importantly, entwined with the love of God, shown by those around us and through the Holy Spirit, we can shine and shimmer with bands of gold. Our physical and mental health matters. Your physical and mental health matters. When things aren't right, please seek support. Support from medical professionals and the modern miracles they can perform. But also look forward and step up in faith, knowing that even the smallest mustard seed of faith can bring about a new creation. We might not be pieced together like before, but the seams of love that stick us together make us better than perfect. Held in love whilst broken, we can find there is more to life than remaining in bits. When shattered and broken, with the right care and the love of God, we can find ourselves held together, becoming whole again in a new and wonderful way. As a new creation, we will sparkle bright with golden seams of love. Whether you are holding it all together with ease, or if you are shattered, it's important to reflect on the plight of the Canaanite woman. And as you think of her and her daughter, it's important to check in with yourself and those around you. Just this last week, it's been reported that there's been a doubling of cases of depression in the UK, as well as other mental health conditions during this period of lockdown. If you want someone to talk to in confidence, you can reach out to me. Or if you feel you need more than someone to talk to, then please reach out to your doctor. As you pray this week, pray for all those who are shattered, whose spirit is broken. Pray for all those whose health is struggling, in body or in mind. Pray that they might find relief. If you want to sing this week, the hymn Beauty for Brokenness is perfect. It speaks of exchanging despair for hope, bringing shelter, refuge and rest for all people in all creation. It speaks of lightening the darkness. As always, links to that hymn and another are in the description. But for now, if you are shattered or you are sparkling. The golden seams of love are for you. If you are holding fast or if you're ready to let go. The golden seams of love are for you. May you know the glue of hope, made bright with the gold of faith, and as a new creation, sparkle bright with golden seams of love.